Hi, everybody. Matt here from Matt Likes Comics, and I'm here with my friend Allan, the comic collector geek. We are here to do our contest that we had going, and now we're going to show the results. Allan and I went to the Capital Comic Book Convention in Ottawa, and we decided to make it fun for ourselves, to give ourselves a bit of a focus on things by having this contest like we did before with the $50 challenge. Only this time, Allan stepped it up with the idea that we should do the best cover, and the first appearance was sort of iffy, but then we decided we're going to do it.
Sure.
So let's say hi to the chat before we get going. Hi, Andreas Kimunin, welcome.
And
Hi,
are we going to drop voting lines and stuff too?
What's that?
Are we going to do voting lines and stuff? Where?
Yes, we're going to do a voting line after the. I've seen this guy before, but I don't remember where.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's. I don't know what's wrong with the guy.
I don't know. We love you, Steven.
He's very biased. He's very biased.
So before we get going, Allan has some books he'd like to show, because what he did was he brought
traded
copies of these books that he traded at the convention. So why don't we start with that while we get a couple people into the hopefully more in the chat for voting purposes. Go ahead, Allan.
Okay. I thought you were going to make me big.
Yeah, I'm going there. Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Wrong Allan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, nice. You knew the jersey.
I'm still wearing the given rules.
Nice.
So this is one of the books that I traded. I feel like this book is criminally undervalued. So I picked up a 7.0 copy at Heritage. I think I paid like a little bit more than 100 for it. But I traded my under copy, which had a value of about 40 US. So, but I don't know. I think it's a cool book. It
is. It's one of those. It's one of those characters that started off in the comic strip, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a little bit nostalgic to Cass and Gemmer Kids and Captain and Kids, because they're the same characters, just different names for the same characters. Because my grandmother, that was the very first thing she gave me as like a gift, comic related gift, was this Captain and the Kids book. So I have it right here, actually.
I can't promise anything, Andreas.
So this is the one my grandmother gave me, Captain and the Kids.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, this is a hot chocolate stain. I used this as a coaster when I was a kid. But oh well.
Hi, JSS. Welcome to the show.
And then the other books that I traded, I had a copy of this as well that I traded. I really like this cover. I don't know. It's not maybe one of his best ones, but I think it's really cool.
It is cool. Nice. I like the color of the.
I like the moon and the stars and stuff. I don't know. I think it's quite cool. So that's my LB Cole that I traded, and then I traded my exact same grade but raw copy of Mad #6. Yes, and you know what the key is about this, right?
Yes, first Godzilla, I think.
Nope.
Sorry,
nope.
King Kong. King Kong.
Yeah. So even makes sort of a cover appearance with the footprint there.
Yeah, and that the footprint to it. That's probably why I thought Godzilla for a second, but that's not.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like these ones. I like a lot of the early covers. You can't really see it on this one, but were Good Girl art covers. Mm-hmm. So they had a bit of some sexy girl on the covers, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, well, wasn't that Harvey Kurtzman that did the covers?
Yeah, Harvey Kurtzman.
So, and he went on to do stuff in Playboy and other.
Yeah, he worked with Warren, and he created a magazine called Help, which was pretty good. It had lots of great stuff in it, and Help was where Fritz the Cat made his first appearance.
Yes.
So kind of a cool cool character. And this is the other one I traded. I traded my low grade copy of this one. But this one's a pretty cool one. It's like, the typical scene where I don't know why they always go, like, the couple always goes to the cemetery, and they're like bragging about how they finally got away with whatever murder that they committed, and then the skeleton or zombie of the person they murdered comes back to get them.
That seems to be a trope in the 1950s, eh? Especially,
Yeah, I know so many covers that have this trope. It's crazy. But yeah, but it's always a girl in a red dress and high heels. If you're gonna go to a cemetery, you got to dress appropriately. So, so I,
there.
I actually, yeah. So I always feel like, if I'm gonna do that, like if I'm in this kind of weird bad circumstance, that's the kind of person I want to be with, is a woman in a red dress and high heels, because I know I can run faster than her. So I'm gonna be safe.
One. I sure can't.
Well,
But
she's in high
that's my
heels.
person. That's my problem. Anyway,
Okay. So those are
so
the books I traded.
very nice.
My under copies of those. I figure it was about $500 worth of books that
Mhm.
I traded. So,
Okay. So
and so I
Kate
got it.
Noonan, there is no ferret tonight.
There is no ferret. We couldn't find any ferret. I think,
That's right. I did look.
it's a pretty high demand, very sought after character. So, just nobody had any. So it was very sad. You can make me small again.
Okay. Well, Kate Noonan asked, "What if by some chance she runs faster?"
Oh, that'd really suck.
I would agree. No, we did look for some ferret, but it was interesting. If you were watching church today, the immortal Biggie Shack got his hands on ferret one,
Oh wow!
and
So
so he
he's joined the
he
club.
showed that today. He's joining the club of the silly ferret jokes. And
My next big unboxing has a ferret one in it. So I'm
awesome.
not I'm one of the cool kids now.
That's
So
right. Yes, it's a joke. I know that, but the thing is, the book was actually better than I expected, and I
I haven't
really
read it
enjoyed.
yet.
Well, the whole series. I did a video on the whole series.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah.
Jeez. I'm guessing Andreas doesn't like the ferret.
What? Ferret's awesome.
Mm.
It's like all these kind
Uh,
of lame-o characters that
Nate and I were swearing we were going to do our damnedest, and we were blaming Lettuce for it because he's the one that introduced us to us. But we were going to do our damnedest to get it on the Comic Tom 10 hot list.
I
But
hope so.
I
It's gonna
don't.
be hard. You gotta buy a lot of them to
Yes, I
make
know.
a dent.
Probably more than were actually printed.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are. Before we get started, just so that we can see if a couple other people come along here, I'm going to
Hmm.
show a couple other books I got from the show.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to
Okay.
see what you got.
All right. So as usual, I do a lot of digging in the $1 bins, but that
You
isn't
you actually picked up a huge amount of books. I was surprised how much you picked up.
yeah. But some I didn't. Here's one that was inspired. I bought it because Nate showed it on his channel not too long ago, and I
Hmm.
felt FOMO on it. This is Prez number 4.
Oh, weird. I've never even
Nate
heard
has
of it.
the entire. Nate has the entire. It's a Joe Simon character. Basically, what happens is they change the Constitution of the United States so that 18-year-olds can become president,
Oh,
and
wow.
so he becomes the first teenage president, and
Oh, that's cool.
you know. Supergirl actually has a crossover with the character in her first series, issue 10,
Wow.
which was the last issue of the series of that series. Um, I picked up this, which was the last book of the series of Justice League of America, the first one from 1960. You talked before the show. You talked about deaths. Well, this has the death of two characters in it,
Oh, nice.
Vibe and Steel. So
Okay.
they were big elements of Justice League Detroit.
Okay.
And if people have watched The Flash, they know who Vibe is because the guy who was working at Star Labs with him was doing Vibe. And I also bought a bunch of Green Arrow books that were done by Mike Grell. who is one of my
Oh wow, Mike
favorite.
Girl, his stuff is awesome.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite artists that I have not that I have not covered in a video yet, but that's coming because that
You
was
got
one
to
of the.
find out what his first artwork in comics is, and then pick that
Yeah,
up.
I used to know it. Um, believe it or not, it's DC. Most people
Okay.
didn't get their start at DC, but he did, and he worked with DC for a long time before he decided to go over to Neil Adams Continuity Studios and do some freelance on his own. And one of the other ones that I picked up that I'd like to quickly show is Justice League International, only it's just called Justice League here, #2.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty close to finishing this run as well. And I'm hoping that,
Justice League Europe has the number 33 has the first Sonic the Hedgehog.
yes,
Yeah.
I have that book, but I didn't get it at the show, so it doesn't count as a first appearance. Okay, we are 12 minutes in or so, so I'm guessing that without further ado, we might as well do what we came for.
Okay.
Um, which one would you think we should start with? You want to start with the first appearance?
Yeah, we can do that. I just have one book for that, so
Okay.
I don't really have
Well,
much to compete with.
as Allan is only got one book, I'm only going to submit one book to the contest, but I have 4 books I'd like to show.
Okay.
I
Wow.
will, I
Okay.
will show the contest one first.
Okay. So, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go
You
first?
can, as you are the guest, you should go first.
I have a feeling you're going to win this one because I know some of the books you picked up. I was like, oh man, you picked up some really great books. But the only first appearance that I managed to find um, was Captain Action. Uh, this
That's a
is the
pretty
first.
good one.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool one. It's first appearance of Captain Action, and it's his origin as well. And it's a cool cover because he's pushing Superman out of the way. He's just like with one hand, not even like with much effort. He's just going,
And
get out of the way, Superman.
I believe that's Neil Adams as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
Judging, looking at the Superman,
Just
that
the
looks like this.
style of it looks like it.
Yeah,
You know what's interesting? The Black Panther that's here looks like the Black Panther for the Black Panthers.
yeah. There's a good chance that is.
So I thought that was really interesting. So I'm not
Jack
sure if it
Kirby.
is, but it definitely has that look. Um, so yeah, this is the one I picked up, Captain Action, #1, first appearance of Captain Action. So that's mine.
Well, I see that Steppo has an opinion. All right.
Okay.
The one I'm choosing for the contest
Okay.
is from 1987,
Okay.
and the person who drew the book
You
is
should
George.
choose the other one. I'm gonna tell you the other one's better.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
like this.
Okay. Okay.
This is the
Okay.
one I'm choosing
Okay.
because I like the art.
Are you trying to be nice to me?
And there we go. This is Wonder Woman Volume 2, #7, which is the first appearance ever of Barbara Minerva in comics.
Yeah.
She's not the cheetah yet. She doesn't become the cheetah until issue 9, which I
Later.
also have, but
Mhm.
I didn't buy it at this show. Anyway, I thought with her being like the star of the Wonder Woman 1984 series, that this was a pretty good pickup.
I believe that's a wraparound cover too.
Yes, I believe so. Let's see if I can get her out here.
It's a great cover.
No,
George
it's not.
Perez.
It's Dungeons and Dragons on the back.
Oh, okay. Okay. But very cool. I mean, it's a cool book. Definitely a good
Yes,
one.
I owned this a long time ago, and I'm sad that that like when I got rid of all my comics. I mean, I wish I'd never done that in the first place. But
I paid way too much for that book. I can tell you that much.
you know,
I bought it
well,
sort of when it
I
was the
didn't pay
hype.
40. I got a discount on that as well.
Yeah, no,
So
I think I paid like 60 or 70 for it, but mine's like a 9 something slab, you know.
I bought it off the guy you bought that Green Lantern dog book.
Yes. The
Yeah.
dog book.
Okay. We're gonna vote in a minute or so. Before we vote, I'm going to show the other 3 books I wanted to show you.
But I think
This
one of
book-
the other ones is better, personally.
Oh,
It's just
I'm sure. but that's the one I'm going with.
Okay.
Okay. This is the first appearance of the Impact Fly. Now,
Okay.
some people may remember I did a video on Impact Comics in general and concentrated on fly books. Well, at the time, I didn't have this one, or I would have put it in the video because it's the first appearance.
Very
So
cool.
when I saw this in a dollar bin, I was like, oh, I've got to buy this.
Now, is this related to the Archie's fly or?
In name only. The character is completely different. The Fly from the 60s was an adult, and he was more. This one is a 14-year-old kid who gets similar to Shazam.
Yeah, no,
Gets.
that's how the original Archie one was. He'd say some
Oh,
magic thing, and he would
oh,
turn
oh.
into.
In this case, it's not magic. It's more like the Blue Beetle with a scarab type thing.
Yeah, Steven will correct me, but I think it's
Yeah.
like he says something and then he gets the fly powers. He
Mhm.
got it from like some interdimensional thing, some
Yeah.
fly civilization where they
Well,
it's like some weird thing.
in this one, he gets picked by his teacher.
Oh, okay. To become the
Okay.
fly?
The teacher just sort of hands him a here. You need to keep this for me,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
that's sort of what happens there. The next one that I got was one that I was looking for a long time. I'm a big fan of his. I've seen him in concert 4 times.
This one
Alice
was
Cooper.
huge.
Yes.
I mean,
This
that's why I was saying I knew you had like
yeah.
two books
This
that
is
I thought were
Marvel
awesome.
Premiere. Alice Cooper. So this is Marvel Premiere number 50. It's another big one I like.
I believe that's also the first appearance of Alice Cooper as well in
Yes,
comics.
it's his only appearance in comics.
But he's a big comic fan, He
Yes,
actually
I
really
know.
likes comics.
Comics and golf. He's a huge golfer. He's one of those guys that if he doesn't golf every day, he's sort of upset about it. Which is weird because he's not the hard partying guy that everybody remembers anymore.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's a very smart guy, actually.
Yes, I know. Good old Vincent Fernier, his real name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this was the last one I got, and I don't think it technically applies as a first appearance, which is why I didn't use it for the contest.
Oh,
But
okay.
this was the first Silver Age appearance of the Scarecrow.
See, that's the one I would have chosen if I were you, because that's just such a huge book.
So you would consider the Silver Age appearance as the first appearance.
It's a slightly different character,
Yeah.
It's like.
Well, you know something? I read this one
Mhm.
because I checked it out. It's in pretty good shape. There's a bit of a spine split, but other than that, everything's there. All the interior pages are complete. Everything's good. Okay, do you know how much? I mean, you know how much I paid for it, but to all you people out there, I paid 50 Canadian dollars for this,
Which is
or
like
about
35.
$38
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. So
So
yeah, really
38
a
US
steal.
dollars. It was a steal.
Yeah.
And but what I'll say about this story is this guy is a real wimp. I don't know how he. I'm glad that they made him better over the years because this
He was
one
a real wimp in the Silver Age.
yeah. Well, in this book, he's not very strong and he's not used very well. He's more of for a guy who's a college professor, he's a bit of a dumbass.
Doesn't he just use chemicals or something to like?
Yeah, just a few. You get some hints of stuff, but the problem is Batman is not affected by the fear chemicals really and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's no JX. I think I'm going to keep the book, but thank you for.
He wanted to get it from you.
I'll give you 50.
That's cool.
Well, I'm gone. I have gone with the Wonder Woman and two Smurfs. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, so I'm going to put a vote line, and for those of you in the chat, vote on who you think had the better book.
So let's both show our books. Go back to the split.
We'll go back to the split screen
to make it fair.
We'll hold it up. Yep.
I don't know why you chose the. That was it's a good book. I'm not saying that your book isn't good, but it's just I would have thought that Batman was better.
Personally, I like the art on this one better.
I mean, this is Neil Adams. So it's whether you like Neil Adams better or George Perez.
So go ahead and vote in the chat, people.
And this is a #1 issue.
This is not. This is a #7 issue, but I still like it.
So yeah. But
Okay, we got one for Allan.
okay.
Came Union won't pick either. So we got one for Allan. We got one for me.
Okay.
We'll give it a couple more minutes. I vote present, says JSS Brooklyn.
So yeah,
I don't know what that means at all, but
I have no idea what that means either.
So it's looking like it's going to be a tie. Going once, going twice. Well, Allan, looks like we have a tie.
Well, that was the one that I actually was most concerned about. I think I have some really good covers comparatively, but I don't know. You picked up some pretty awesome books, so I don't know. You did better in terms. I think you're a good hunter. I'm always impressed by your hunting skills.
Well, I appreciate that. It's nice to hear. Well, Allan, I'm going to make you big. How many books are you going to show us for the?
I'm going to show 4 books. Or should I show just 3 or 1?
Or 4. I got 4.
Okay, I got 4. Okay, so what we'll do is
what we'll do is we're going to have people vote on the overall quality and then mention their favorite in the same line.
Okay, that'd be great. That'd be great. I'd love to know what people think. So these are the 4 that I picked up. Or are you going to go first?
No, I will have you go first. You are the guest. There you go.
Okay. So the first one is Justice League of America, #7, Lucky 7. And it's just a great, it's just a classic cover.
It is a nice cover.
They're all looking at they're looking at the funhouse mirror, and it is just, they're all
Green
like,
Arrow makes me laugh.
looking goofy, but they don't. What?
Green Arrow makes me laugh.
I just think, yeah, it's a fun one. But they actually are what they see, so it's kind of a cool cover. The Cosmic Funhouse. And this one I just thought was wonky. This is one that I think Callie, if Callie was around, Callie Comics would love this one. It's Yarn Man. It's this guy made out of yarn.
And he's Megaton Man's pal.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm Megaton Man's pal. Yeah. It's just such a crazy, weird cover. So I thought that was fun. And I do like my Good Girl. So I had to find a Good Girl cover. So this is Elvira. And it's a great photo cover with the EC feel. It's got that, classic banner for the EC title. And but if you look at it, it says DC, DE.
Yes.
For, what does it say? Dynamite Entertainment. Yeah.
There's actually a good chance that the interior was done by our friend Ron Sutton.
I think so. I actually think there's a really high chance of that. Because he did a lot of that stuff.
JXP P75 would like to know, how old is the Yarn Man book?
Oh, good question. Well, it's $2, so I would say like 90s. Would be my guess.
Yeah, probably. Certainly mid to later 90s. If it's
it has like the date on the drawing. Like if I show it, you can see it's like 89. Can you see that?
Yeah. Well, it's possible it was. Oh yeah, see, JX is saying probably in these 90s. So
that's what
he's like, now I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is the last one, Spy and Counter Spy.
Oh, no, that's a good one.
I just love this cover. It's just a cool, classic Golden Age book.
Wanted for espionage, and that's the girl, eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, she's wearing the exact same outfit and has the exact same hairstyle as the
Mhm.
Wanted poster. The only thing that was different was, oh, we removed this weird red wig she was wearing.
Mhm.
I mean, that I just think that it's just such a funny cover.
Yeah, it is
So,
pretty. It's pretty hilarious.
the series only lasted two issues. It was from ACG.
Probably
Um,
because she got caught.
yeah, she got caught, and that's I guess we're done. So those are my four. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, my four are a little different, but there are some parts that are the same.
okay,
In like I have two versions of the same book, two
okay,
different covers in one case. So let's see here. I'm gonna first go with Green Arrow 49, and I picked this because I thought that the lion
oh, that's
was
an
really
interesting one.
well done. This is Mike Grell, and I just
Okay,
absolutely love the detail on the lion. It's
yeah,
just
it is quite nice. So I
it's
guess you picked up a bunch of Green Lantern Mike
well
Grells.
okay. Kaboom Comics had a big run of Green Arrow all together
Mm-hmm.
in part of the series that I was actually missing quite a bit.
Okay,
So
cool.
I actually finished with the three or four from that number area around I had already. I've got a decent run of it now.
Nice.
So looking forward to getting time to read that. Now the next one I'm going to show is Dark Horse Presents 26. I like this
Oh,
because
nice.
somebody who's gone swimming.
Yeah, that's in my line of comic covers. Very
Yeah.
nice.
And the
Okay, let's
last
see what.
two, as I said, are the same book with different covers. I'm going to start with the variant cover. This is Deja Thoris #1.
Oh, okay. There's so many number ones. It's like
Yeah,
they kept
I
on
know.
redoing the series.
Well, that's unfortunately how Dynamite works, right? They're
Yeah, I wish they would
most of their
just let it
series don't
run.
get to 20.
Yeah, it's annoying. I wish they would just let the series run.
And finally, this is the just wait, just wait. This is the other
The
cover for
comic
that
train.
one.
Oh,
Same book.
wow.
She's actually covered, so I don't have to cover that area.
Okay, it looks very
She's
questionable.
wearing a tassel.
Okay, we'll pretend that she's wearing a tassel. Sure, sure.
No, I actually pulled. I know this is bad, but I actually pulled out the magnifying glass just to be sure.
That's so you're doing it for scientific research. I'm just
Exactly.
staring at her boobs. Just
Well, it's to make sure the paper's not going to go rotten and all that stuff. Eh?
yeah, yeah. You gotta examine it very carefully.
So yeah, those are my four.
Okay, so
Uh,
you went with knowing the audience.
a little bit, but at the same time, they were the best covers of the books I bought. Wasn't a case
Okay,
of I would have also. I was tempted to actually submit this as one of the best covers as well
I really like that cover actually.
because I mean it's a crowd scene. George Perez was so good at crowd
He's
scenes.
good at the like things where it's like lots of
Yeah.
details, lots of like
Mhm.
little people. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to put the vote line in.
Oh no,
Okay.
don't. Okay.
Oh, there is your vote line, people. It should. There we go.
So do you
So,
guys like classic golden age books?
or do you like not so classic naughty books,
Or quirky underground comics?
or
And we
one
got
that was
Elvira.
looking
Elvira is
underground at
sexy.
the beginning?
Yeah. But she has bigger flotation devices. So she'd be
That
better
is
at
true.
swimming.
That is true. And
And then another quirky
yeah.
one. I always love this one.
So
When I
Bad
saw
Wing
this, I was
is
like, oh, I
my.
gotta get that.
So I'm guessing Alan got a vote because JX is saying Bad Wig is my vote, and I assume that means Elvira.
No, no, Bad Wig is this one.
Oh, got it. Yes, Elvira is wig related too. Well, anyways, Alan has one vote.
Okay. Now let's see.
JSS is saying Dark Horse.
Dark Horse,
So
which would be you, I
and
think.
yeah,
Oh
it's
wait,
me.
yeah,
Well, mine is the one with the lady in the pond is
and the
Dark.
pond is Dark Horse. Yeah.
Dark Horse presents 26.
So
And by the way,
they
this
should
is
vote
from
for
the
the
era.
best comic of
Yeah,
all the four. I think.
that's what they're doing.
Okay, that's good.
And for the most part, so it's from the black and white era. That's how early this book is.
That's really interesting that it's a
Yeah.
black and white interior.
Dark Horse started that way because they couldn't afford color printing for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
And they were selling. It wasn't until they started getting some of the licenses for books and stuff, and even the Dark Horse Presents annual here with Buffy in it. It's in black and
It's in
white.
black and white. Wow.
The whole book is black and white. So I
That must have
find
been a pretty big deal that they got Buffy, as a
well
character.
when they got Buffy. Sorry, I dropped something. When they got Buffy. Okay, yes, Hellboy started in black and white as well, JSS.
Yes, that's right.
But everything did. In fact, there's a big deal about his first color one. They paid pennies on the dollar for Buffy when it first came out because Buffy was in that. Is it going to be past season 3?
Yeah.
Is it going to be canceled? Is it going to because it was at the point where she was going to graduate from high school and they were afraid that they wouldn't be able to continue the series after she graduated high school. So because stories took place during the high school years, they decided to go with it. And it turns out that the comics semi helped to save the show because they gave them a slightly bigger audience. And by season 4, people started really watching. It was always a favorite, but it really got bigger with season 4 or 5. The Willow becoming a lesbian actually really helped that story.
It helped the show.
It helped the show because in I guess it would be
because I liked Willow until I didn't like the idea of her becoming
that was
lesbian.
2000. It just wasn't shown. There wasn't good, supportive gay relationships shown on shows. And this one, they didn't make out or anything that much, like on camera.
That might appeal to the male
they
audience.
hug and they do once in a while kiss each other. But they talk about it. But they were supportive of each other. It wasn't you're so we're just going to have crazy sex and not care about anything. It showed that it showed on TV that there could be a real loving relationship.
Okay.
Yes, that much. JX, that much. Well, it looks like we're tied again.
Okay.
2 for sorry, no, maybe not.
Did you get another book?
It's 2-1 for me.
Okay, what was the book that they chose for the second one?
Well, no, each of them were picking which one had better and giving their favorite.
Yeah. What was the book that they chose?
Well, JXX
Dark Horse.
One Dark Horse, one Bad Wing, and K Munin didn't give a favorite. He just voted for me.
Oh, okay. That's why I was curious. That's why I was trying to find out.
So I guess that one ends up with me. So I win the contest.
You win the contest. You are the champion.
1-0. Well, Alan, we've got a little time left. Why don't you give the fans some of what they love, and I'll
grab some. Okay, I can grab some books here. I'll grab just the ones that are in front of me. Sorry, guys. I show these a lot because they're right in front of me, so they get shown a lot. But this is a cool book, anyways. I love this one. This is Manhunt #2 from 1947. It's Ogden Whitney cover.
That's very nice.
And it's just, I really love this one. Actually, this one, I have a bit of a sad story about it. What happened was, I've been trying to get this book for a while, and it came up on my comic shop. Okay. And I immediately put it in my cart, but I was going to check out the next day, like the very next day. Because of my credit card, I always wait for my credit card to kind of roll over. And when I went the next day to check out my cart, it was gone. I was like, what? where did it go? Why would somebody pick it up? And so then I did a live stream, like later on, and Stephen was going, "Oh, I picked up this cool book." I'm like, "Oh man!" And he picked up my copy of. He picked up a copy of Manhunt. So I was like on a manhunt for Manhunt. I was like, and there was an auction that I lost. I lost it at the last second. There was like two
Mhm.
copies that just kept on. There was like 2 or 3 copies that I missed out on, and then it came up again. I grabbed it the fourth time basically.
Mhm.
So I was quite happy to get it. It's a
Well,
cool
that
book.
sounds exactly like my composite Superman story. I missed out on an auction on one by about $4 and a minute, and
Hmm.
and then I had it in my cart and it was stolen at. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I finally got one off eBay. This coming soon now.
I
That
just
should
picked
get
up
here
one
any
too
day. Yeah.
because of you. You got FOMO'd.
Well, I actually plan on doing a video on the composite Superman. I've got all his pre-crisis
Hmm.
appearances now. Once that comes here, so there's not many. There were only 4, but there
Yeah,
are some
Steven's always
post-crisis
stealing
things.
books from my cart, by the way. I just answered the question.
Yeah. Um, you got a couple more there?
Yep, yep, yep. So we got some Catman. This one I always thought was a classic cover. I was shocked when I won this for the price that I did. Usually this is a pretty pricey book, like somewhere like I'd say 500 to 750 per point kind of level. I got
Yeah,
it. I got it for around 1,000, so I was quite happy.
that is pretty
It's
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's like it's this LB Cole, these crazy wolves, and just really great cover. And you can see like there's this guy who's like the wolf trainer in the background. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I always like LB Cole's covers. So many little details.
That's cool.
And then we got. I always like this cover. This one's I paid. This is another book I overpaid for, but I always, you know, think that it's like a book that I'll never see again. So I jump on it,
Yeah,
and
I,
it
I'm
goes
beginning
up.
I'm beginning to. That's why I jumped on the Alice Cooper book. To be honest, like he gave me a discount on the price, but that's because I've been dealing with Guelph for 25 years, and you
Hmm.
know, he, I would have paid more, admittedly, because it's there. I probably would have paid up to full value.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
I actually picked up that Alice Cooper like a few months ago. Like I got a graded copy because I thought it's such a cool book. I always
well,
wanted
it's
it.
just so hard to find. I've literally been
It
looking
is a
for
hard
it
book to
for
find,
years and
actually.
years as a huge Alice Cooper fan.
Yeah. So, this is Mr. Mystery. I just finished the Mr. Mystery run. I got the whole
Mhm.
collection now. It's actually the last few issues are coming in the next Thackeray unboxing, so I was quite excited about that. So it's a very cool run. Um, so that's Mystery number 16.
It's true, Kate Moon, and you never know when you're not going to be able to get a chance to get a book again.
Yeah, so sometimes sometimes you have to kind of overpay, even though you don't really want to. And
For example, and I know I'm beating it on the horse, but I
mhm.
bought the entire run of the Ferret from my comic shop because I was afraid that Lettuce Comics or Nate would get them
Or
first.
somebody would go crazy and buy all
Yes,
this. I
just
mean, it's a
because
cheap collection to buy, though.
it was like $2 a book. It was
Yeah, it's like $20, and you have the whole
it cost me
collection.
more in shipping than it did for to buy the books.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was actually looking for the ferret when we were at the Comic Con.
Hmm.
Um, but this is Mr. Mystery, number 14. It's not one of my favorite covers, but it is a cool one still. They all these like different monsters in the attic, because monsters always have to hang out in the attic.
That's right.
I
Oh,
keep
it comes up again.
I always give myself a thumbs up.
Nothing wrong with that. It's good to have a healthy ego.
Yeah, and you can
Anyway,
Okay, so those are the ones that are nearby.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
a little
For
bit of eye
those,
candy for people.
mhm. For those that did not catch the award ceremony last night, Allan won 2 out of the 3 awards he was nominated for.
Hmm.
Unfortunately,
The big one I didn't win.
the big one he didn't win. And see, here's JX. He's in on it. A lot of 10 ferret is on eBay for $40. Who wants to invest with me? I'm sorry, K Munin. The ferret thing was just too funny for all of us. That's why it
Hmm.
keeps coming up. I'm going to show a couple of books and then we'll wrap
Okay.
things up.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
This one, we're talking of Composite Superman. This one is the second appearance, as the first
Okay.
appearance of the alien guy who helps the Composite Superman.
Okay.
In this one, he actually kills the guy who was him, but later the alien takes over as the second one, and that's in a Good Legion story. So that's one of the reasons I want to do the video on him, because he has the Legion powers and he's got all that. But this was one of my favorites. I also picked up at the con. This is excuse me, Superman Lois Lane at 80. And it is one of my
Oh yeah.
favorite books of all time. Just especially from the
It's like
Lois.
the feminist issue.
Yeah, and I read it, and to be honest, it's not that feminist
Oh
in the
really?
story. I don't find it that feminist. It's more like she decides to leave Metropolis because she has to stop thinking about Superman, and then she meets another guy and falls in love with him until Superman shows up. Of course,
Oh
She,
man, she's always like cheating on him.
I don't think it's really cheating back then. I think it's more like, I'm keeping my options open. You know.
She's like pining over him most of the time, and then she's like, you know.
Yeah. So anyway, to the moon. And congratulations, Alan,
Thank
from
you, Kim
Canada.
Munin.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap things up here. It's Sunday night. We don't want to keep everybody forever here. We just wanted to have a little fun, and we were
Hmm.
hoping
Yeah,
a few of you would join us. It was a lot of fun going to the show. My video on tomorrow, I think, will actually show me at the show and with some of the stuff I saw. And
Did you do any interviews?
no, I didn't do any interviews this time, but I did talk to dealers like, "Hey, how's it going?" And some of
Okay.
them spoke on the camera. So, hi, Christina. Congratulations on your win.
Oh
For
yeah,
those
so
who don't
Christina the
know,
wrench.
Christina Payne won
The wrench. She
the
won the
wrench.
best wrench. Yeah,
Best wrench.
that's awesome.
You know,
Congrats, Christina.
we're glad to be able to see you to say that. So anyway, everybody have a great night. Thank you for showing up. I had fun. Our next live broadcast is Tuesday. Hall Yeah Comics is going to join me. And my name's Matt, and I like comics. And I hope you do too. Thanks, everybody.